Dolphins fans, how much more can our collective hearts take? Are we truly staring down the barrel of another season of unfulfilled promise? Or is there a radical, desperate move lurking just around the corner that could save us from ourselves? After a soul-crushing 33-27 loss to the New England Patriots, a team many consider below average, we now stand at a dismal 0-2. The whispers of discontent have turned into a roar, and the question on everyone's mind isn't if something needs to change, but what and how quickly. One bold proposal has emerged from the depths of desperation, suggesting a trade that would shake the very foundations of our franchise, sending Tua Tagovailoa to the Atlanta Falcons in exchange for Kirk Cousins. Is this the desperate gamble we need, or a leap into even greater uncertainty? The atmosphere around the Miami Dolphins right now is, to put it mildly, toxic. 2 weeks into the 2025 season, and we're already reeling from back-to-back losses. The Week 1 performance against the Indianapolis Colts was nothing short of a disaster, with Tua Tagovailoa struggling immensely, posting a career-low quarterback rating. Then came Sunday, a game against the New England Patriots that, on paper, should have been a chance to right the ship. Instead, it was another gut punch, a 33-27 defeat that leaves us staring up from the bottom of the standings. It's becoming increasingly difficult to find a glimmer of hope, a reason to feel good about the direction this team is heading. While the offense finally seemed to wake from its stupor in Week 2, putting up points against the Patriots defense that is far from an elite unit, our own Dolphins defense was, frankly, a liability. This isn't just about losing games. It's about a pervasive sense of dread, a feeling that the very foundation of this organization is cracking under the pressure. Let's be fair to Tua Tagovailoa for a moment. His stat line against the Patriots looked, at first glance, like a significant rebound. He completed 26 of 32 passes for 315 yards, threw 2 touchdowns, and had 1 interception. On paper, it was an exemplary performance, a return to the kind of form we saw glimpses of in 2023. He settled into a rhythm, distributing the ball effectively, and Tyreek Hill had his best individual performance in a year. Perhaps, just perhaps, this was the beginning of a true recovery, a genuine step in the right direction for our young quarterback. But here's the brutal truth, the unsettling question that hangs heavy in the air. Even with what appeared to be a strong individual outing, we still lost to a mediocre opponent. Was it a true turning point, or merely a fire straw, a fleeting moment of brilliance that ultimately couldn't secure a vital victory? The lingering doubt persists. Even Tua's best, most exceptional performances haven't guaranteed wins against teams we should be beating. And if that's the case, then perhaps, just perhaps, he isn't the consistent, game-driving force that Mike McDaniel's dynamic offensive machine desperately needs at the helm. The sentiment is growing, and it's becoming undeniable. The Dolphins need to change something fundamental about this team, and they need to do it quickly. The clock is ticking, and patience is wearing thin. This is where the radical proposal comes into play, a trade that aims to inject a jolt of veteran leadership and a different kind of arm talent into our struggling offense. The suggestion? Give the Atlanta Falcons a helping hand and trade for, you guessed it, Kirk Cousins. This isn't a casual suggestion. It's a desperate plea for a paradigm shift. The proposed trade sends Tua Tagovailoa to the Falcons, and in return, the Dolphins would receive Kirk Cousins. It's a move that, on the surface, seems almost unthinkable given Cousins' current situation. Remember, Cousins signed a massive 3-year, $180 million contract with the Falcons just last offseason, heralded as a savior for a team that was supposedly a quarterback away since Matt Ryan's departure. Yet, in a stunning turn of events, Cousins didn't even make it a full season before being benched. The Falcons, in a bold move, turned to their 8th overall pick, Michael Penix Jr., in Week 16, and Penix has, by all accounts, excelled as their QB1 ever since. This leaves Cousins as an incredibly expensive, highly qualified backup quarterback in Atlanta, a situation ripe for a trade. His contract is undeniably hefty, especially when considering Tua is also on a superstar-level deal, and Cousins would essentially be a rental set to become a free agent next summer. But even with these significant caveats, the argument is being made that he's worth the risk for the Dolphins. So why Kirk Cousins? Why now? The argument for bringing Cousins to Miami hinges on several key points, starting with the belief that his disastrous 2024 season was an aberration, not a sign of typical aging quarterback decline. Last season, Cousins led the NFL in both interceptions 16 and fumbles 13 in just 15 games. It was, by all accounts, catastrophic. He struggled to move in the pocket, and his throws lacked the velocity and precision we had come to expect from his years in Minnesota. However, proponents of this trade argue that this was largely due to his recovery from major knee surgery, specifically an Achilles tendon injury. He never had so much time taken away for rehabilitation, and an Achilles injury is no joke, especially for a 36-year-old. Furthermore, Cousins reportedly dealt with other undisclosed bruises and contusions throughout the campaign, which he chose to keep private. Now, after a full offseason to get back into prime physical condition and refine his approach, the belief is that Cousins is ready to return to his pre-injury form. Add to that the inherent boost of placing Kirk Cousins, a known Kyle Shanahan idol, directly into Mike McDaniel's Shanahan-esque offensive scheme, and there's every reason to believe the veteran signal caller could elevate the Dolphins to the next level. If Atlanta is willing to absorb a portion of his remaining contract, the deal becomes even more palatable. Imagine Kirk Cousins, with his infinitely better arm talent, commanding this Dolphins offense. Until 2024, before his injury, Cousins was a legitimate MVP candidate. He understands how to execute a scheme like McDaniel's. He can drive the ball downfield and deliver passes into much tighter windows than Tua Tagovailoa has consistently shown. Just imagine how Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle would thrive with a quarterback who possesses that kind of arm strength, delivering passes with pace and pinpoint accuracy. While concerns about turnovers are real, especially given Cousins' 2024 numbers, Tua already has 3 interceptions in 2 weeks this season, so the argument is that Miami wouldn't be risking much more in that department. Furthermore, Cousins would be stepping into an offense with an elite supporting cast, far superior to what he had in Atlanta. While he had a good group there, he didn't have anyone quite like Hill or Waddle. Even Devon Achane, while perhaps not as complete as Bijan Robinson, is arguably a more dynamic playmaker in open space, capable of moonlighting as a receiver and creating massive yards after catch. This isn't just about an upgrade at quarterback. It's about a desperate attempt to transform the Dolphins into a legitimate contender. While Miami's defense currently remains a significant concern and could prevent them from making deep noise in the postseason, this roster is simply too talented to be languishing in the NFL's basement. The time for drastic measures in South Beach is now, before everything completely collapses and termination letters start circulating among the front office and coaching staff. Cousins, despite his recent benching, is arguably the only backup quarterback in the NFL who is worth taking such a significant gamble on, primarily because he is a backup only in name, not in pedigree. So, Dolphins fans, here we stand at a critical crossroads. Do we continue to hold on to hope that Tua Tagovailoa can overcome his recent struggles, stay healthy, and finally unlock his full potential to lead us to victory? Or is it time for a bold, radical, and financially complex move to bring in a veteran like Kirk Cousins, a quarterback who, despite his recent injury and benching, offers a different skill set and a proven track record of high-level play? The stakes couldn't be higher, and the pressure on our front office to make the right decision is immense. What are your thoughts on this proposed trade? Is Kirk Cousins the answer we've been looking for? Or would this be a move born of panic that could set us back even further? Do you believe Tua deserves more time, or has your patience run out? Let us know your opinions, your frustrations, and your hopes in the comments below. And if you're as passionate about the future of our Miami Dolphins as we are, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for all the latest news, analysis, and heated debates as we navigate this tumultuous season together.